Hello, welcome to today's Decay, celebrating births and beginnings, everything important since the dawn of time, April 15th edition. I have started making these espresso martinis, and I have yet to identify an exit strategy. Yeah. Today, 1896, Bessie Smith was born, the High Priestess of the Blues. Her and Ma Rainey are two of the early generators, is that the word, of this music that really became, for all intents and purposes, rock and roll. For those that have seen or will shortly see I Am Everything, the Little Richard story, where is the line in the sand between these different musics? Blues, rhythm and blues, rock and roll. I don't see it. I do not. Yeah. And Bessie Smith was out there making money, being a strong, independent, powerful woman, writing her own songs, performing her own songs, making merchandise for her performances, playing like all around the country with like a big band. It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. Right. Totally rock and roll is my point. Bessie Smith today. There's a really great Bessie Smith film. St. Louis Blues, I want to say, that was filmed just up the road in Long Island City. That like you could, like, it's a short film, and it was filmed on a soundstage in Long Island City, Queens. And it kind of like, I think very often you think of a lot of this blues stuff as like it existed in like Louisiana or something, or down south somewhere or another, and never really permeated the northern states of America. Much like there was like supposedly, Alan Lomax? It wasn't. The guy that created that folk, there was that event at Carnegie Hall that was supposed to be like Robert Johnson's like premier New York City show, and he died, and so I think in his place they put in Leadbelly instead. But this stuff did come here, and Bessie Smith performed this like awesome and raw and brutal performance here on a New York City soundstage for this film, which I have on like Super 8 somewhere or another, but it's a whole different story. Anyway, 1966 today, the Catalina Island UFO incident occurred. This was the first of many unidentified flying object sightings over Catalina Island. What was it? Was it a weather balloon? Who knows? Could it have been aliens? I just, maybe. I think you can't rule anything out, but we're sure that humans are idiots, right? And so, like, if this just becomes like UFO mania, and hey, I can have 2 minutes of airtime and your attention by telling you about this experience I had, I think we're just playing into people's mental issues. That's not to say that there can't be intelligent fog out there in the universe, or creatures well beyond our comprehension. But what we do know for sure is human beings are lacking. And so when you get a whole string of people being like, oh, I saw this too, and it was cigar shaped, or it was this, or it was that, perhaps you're right. Perhaps you're right. 1985, none other than The Exploited released Horror Epics. Oh, this is the re-release. I got this because I thought it was going to have a poster of the cover, but instead it's just got this photo inside, which, that's nice, but I'm kind of obsessed with this cover. I'm obsessed with this record, actually. I think what they're doing by 85 is like, here's the original pressing. I guess there was a lot of pressings in this, like all through Europe they did a lot of them, but this is an 85 pressing. Is my point. Which one? Belgium? Mine's from Belgium. I feel like there's like strong like Killing Joke, like early Killing Joke feelings on this. Almost like 2 drummers, and I DJ'd once one of Sean Templar's Red Parties, which is a whole like goth dance party thing, and I snuck in some some tracks off Exploited Horror Epics, and nobody batted an eye. That's a goth pun. That's a goth pun. Yeah. My point is, even though it's punk, it's like almost industrial sounding, I think, or something. Anyway, big fan. 1995. And why do I have two different pressings of it? I have problems. I have problems if you didn't realize this yet. 1995 today. This is interesting. So I had probably like the third or fourth exact same conversation with this guy around the corner about how we're both from Long Island and he's from Port Washington, and in that case we grew up in the music scene, we must know the same people and or have gone to the same things, but he's 5 years younger than me, which means like that's just not the case. Like, we existed in like different universes. Bands were different 5 years apart. People come and go. Venues come and go. This rotating planet filled with concrete and water just erodes everybody and everything that's on it. You know what I mean? And yeah, so a 5 years difference living on Long Island, which is kind of not like a cultural mecca, so to speak. Which is to say that like the things that like you do like and want to go to, like you'd think would still be there because you only have a couple of options. Like, he didn't even go to the PWAC. Who hasn't gone to the PWAC? And then I think, well, okay, it closed in like 96-ish, and so that would make sense because he would have been a little bit too young for it. It makes sense. But at the time, the PWAC on Long Island was like where everybody went. Yeah. Until that whole Jesse Thurston situation resulted in a closing. If you know, you know. So, what is my point? 1995, in New York City, in between 2nd and 3rd Avenues on St. Mark's Place, on this day, none other than Coney Island High opened, which was like the coolest place in the world for a 4-year period. I love and hate, because it should still really continue, the fact that the lifespan of Coney Island High, the music venue, was only 4 years long, the same as like an actual, how long you're supposed to be in high school for, right? But every night of the week there was something wild and exciting going on, and I wish I could have just like moved in there, but I was a little bit too young to do that. But I went there as often as possible on weekends. St. Mark's at this point was still like covered in record stores and clothing stores, and you could drink on the street, and Piss Alley was around the corner, and bands played everywhere all the time, whether it was the Continental right on the corner. CB's had stuff too, some great shows, but they weren't as reliable. Coney Island High was owned by the D-Generation guys, Howie Pyro and Jesse Malin, and every night of the week, like, Coney Island High had wonderful things going on, and you could walk in and like there was Joey Ramone just standing there doing his Joey Ramone type things, or everybody, I mean, you name it. There was just one wonderful show after another, whether you're in the basement, which is like the kind of backstage-ish area, I suppose, or the top floor or the main floor. It was wonderful. I found these online. I think it really speaks to. I mean, I don't smoke. I don't need this, but it's Coney Island High, and I love Coney Island High. And apparently, happy hour is from 5 to 9. I'm not sure if that's AM or PM. Whatever. May all your hours be happy on or near Coney Island High. In my heart, forever. And hopefully yours too. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.